Okay, I have a brand new original effect to share with you today. And as you can see, I have ace through king of various suits except for the 4. And that's because we just need 12 cards for this effect. Okay? Now, since we've seen the cards, why don't we go ahead and give them a mix. This is a Charlier shuffle, if you haven't seen it before. I can add a link in the description below. It really is a great little shuffle to learn. But more importantly, I need you to come in here as the spectator. In fact, I'm going to assume I have a spectator A and B. So ask one of the spectators to randomly cut the cards wherever they would like and complete the cut. Okay, very good. Now go ahead and just deal out 2 piles to each spectator. Okay, just like this. Okay. Square those up just like that. Now each of their packets individually, if you'd like, you can do a Charlier shuffle just like I was doing. But more importantly, have each spectator independently cut their packet however they would like. This is spectator B over here. Can you go ahead and cut your packet? Whoop. Very good. Complete the cut. Excellent. Now if you've been around card magic much, you're probably aware of the fact that one of the most destructive, in fact, perhaps the most destructive systematic shuffle out there is the under-down shuffle. And that's something we talk about on my channel. So to help destroy any order that you may have noticed or any pattern that you may have memorized, we're going to destroy that now. So I'll perform an under-down on each of these. So you go under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down. Last one goes on top. We'll do the same destructive work on spectator B's packet. Okay, so it's just the under, down deal or under, down shuffle. Last one goes on top. Now what we're going to do is switch packets to allow each spectator to mix thoroughly the other person's packet. And that is a true statement. So turn to spectator A and tell them they're free to deal out the other spectator's pile into 2 piles with random stacking decided by them. Okay? So each spectator is mixing the other spectator's a packet of 6. Okay, so let's say spectator A decides to LR or left-right shuffle spectator B's packet 3 times, and then spectator B decides to maybe perform just 2 of these. And that's fine. Okay, maybe we'll do left on right, but all of these are free choices by these independent spectators. So let's go ahead and just switch back the packets, and now we give each of them an opportunity, if they would like, to mix their packets further using the left-right shuffle. So maybe spectator A will decide to do just 1 more with left on right stacking. That's fine. And then let's say spectator B is happy with the cards as is. They don't want to touch them. That's just fine as well. Okay, and to finish, what we're going to do is, it's kind of a classic little procedure that's really powerful. I just dealt out spectator A's cards into 2 piles yet again, but we're not going to stack them this time. What we're going to do is we're going to use the classic swapping procedure. Okay, so how this works is, since we have 3 cards in each pile, spectator A is allowed 2 swaps, and then we'll draw off the top cards as 1. Okay, so a swap is where you just move like this top card to the bottom. That would be 1 swap, and then maybe move the top card of this to the bottom. That's a 2nd swap. But they can allocate those swaps however they would like. So how would you like to allocate your 2 swaps? You want them both over here? Okay, that's fine. So what that would be is, this is 1, 2 swaps, and then we set aside that pair. Okay, we're down to 2 cards, so you're left with 1 swap. Where should I apply it? On the right? Okay, so we move 1 card to the bottom, draw off the new top cards just like that, and then the final 2 create a 3rd pair. Okay, now spectator B, the same options, but you can choose different options if you would like. Okay, So your choices are free here. So let's go ahead and do what we did before, deal into 2 piles. Okay, spectator B, how would you like to allocate your swaps? You have 2 of them here. 1 on each. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. 1 on each. Draw off the top 2 like that. Run out of room yet again. Okay, you have 1 swap left. Where should I apply it? On the left. Okay, so we'll move that to the bottom. We'll draw off those 2, and that will leave a final pair. Okay, now you may have noticed off to the side, I have a written prediction that we're going to look at right now. Okay, so just think about it. What could I have possibly predicted given all of the free independent choices made by these spectators? Well, let's just take a look, okay? See if there's anything true about my prediction. Okay, so I say the cards within each pair will match in color. Oh, what are the chances that all of these match in color? Well, let's just take a look here. Okay, I think this is spectator A, right? Oh, you got 2 red. Very good, spectator A. You got 2 red there. And a couple of black. Okay, you're doing well. What about spectator B? I believe you're down here. You got 2 red, 2 black, and 2 red. Well done for both of you. That is unbelievable. What's that? There's more. Oh, you're right. There is more here. Moreover what? The cards within each pair will have the same number of letters in their card value names. What in the world is that referring to? Same number of letters in their card value name. Let's just take a look at these. Oh, wait. So queen, Q-U-E-E-N, has 5 letters in its name. And so does 3, T-H-R-E-E. What about over here? 2, 3 letters in its name, 10, T-E-N, 3. A jack, 4 letters, as does 5. 7 and 8 both have 5 letters in their names. King and 9, of course, have 4 letters in their names. Ace and 6 have 3 letters in their names. How in the world was I able to see this before all of the random and independent choices that the 2 of you made? That really is remarkable. Okay, wow. So how does this work? Well, just do everything that I did and this will work perfectly. Let me just show you a little write-up so you can see what's going on. I will also include kind of a step-by-step outline of the routine, and I will point out the mathematical structures throughout the routine so you can kind of see where you are relative to what's taught on the Absolute Math Magic channel. Okay, but this is the key here. So if you go back to the original organization, you'll see that this is true. So it's a 4 cycle with cycle length 3. So I have 3, 4, 5 repeated a total of 4 times. Now the 3 refers to any red 3-letter card value. The 4 represents any black 4-letter card value. 5 represents any red 5-letter card value. So if you look at the original organization of the packet, it fit this perfectly. Okay, so like 5, it's black, it has 4 letters in its name. 6 has 3 letters in its name. This one has 4. Why don't we get one that has a queen, has 5. So for example, you could begin to build it. 3 letters in its name, and it's red. 4 letters in its name, and it's black. 5 letters in its name, and it's red. And then you just repeat that throughout. Okay? And then with that packet, since it's cyclic, you can perform a Charlier shuffle and a random cut, and then all of the other steps I showed you. And I'll give the details in the description below. So thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.